Oh my goodness, we have a fun one for you today. Yes, Disney has another ship coming, the Disney Believe. One member of our team got to see the ship under construction. How cool is that? We're going to get the details about that. And then we're just going to speculate, hopefully wildly, about what themes will be in what locations on this new Wish class ship. How cool does that sound? And we're going to give you a chance to give us your thoughts. That's all today on the Diz Unlimited's DCL show. Hello, welcome back to the Diz Unlimited's DCL show. I'm Chris Forbeck, one of the agents with Dreams Unlimited Travel. Thanks so much for joining us. Great to be here with you. I know we've been talking about the Disney Adventure. That's the 8th ship in the Disney Cruise Line fleet, but ship number 9. Yes, it's already under construction, and we recently got the new name, the Disney Believe. Today, we're going to talk about the shipyard where those magical ships come to life. And then we're going to speculate. We're going to have some fun, wildly, crazily. We're going to see what, throw a whole bunch of stuff and see what sticks on the wall. What themes are going to be on this ship. And we'll get to do that together. We're going to give you a chance to give us your thoughts about what's going to go where. But first, let me do introductions of, as always, my friend and colleague, Dreams Unlimited travel agent, Elaine Edwards. Hello, Elaine.
Hi, friends.
And Elaine, Elaine wasn't here with us last week. She had some other stuff going on, but you're fine, right? You're okay.
I'm upright. I'm good.
There are some days when we say it's better to be horizontal rather than vertical. So thumbs up to that. Great to be here with you. And joining us again we're thrilled to have Dreams Unlimited travel agent Luz Morales. I was mispronouncing it before on her last time she was here, so I'm doing it right this time. Luz Morales. Hello, Luz. How are you?
Hi, guys. It's great to be here sharing with you. I'm just so happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
We're thrilled to have you here. Luz is part of our Spanish-speaking podcast, See Disney, and she's also one of our Spanish-speaking agents. Yes, we have specific agents who speak Spanish. It's great. And Luz got to visit the Meyer Werft Shipyard. This is the shipyard where they build these ships, and she's going to tell us all about that, and I'm so excited to hear about it. She told us a little bit about it offline, but I'm really cool that we get to share that. And of course, we have our superstar producer, Mr. Incredible himself, Jimmy Valdez. Hello, Jimmy.
Hello.
And it's great to be with all of you. Thank you for doing this. We're going to, as I mentioned, we're going to talk about the Disney Believe, the construction, and what might be. We're also going to talk a little bit about that Disney. Were you watching the Oscars? And did you see that Disney the Disney Cruise Line commercial that ran during the Oscars? Now you can find it all over the place. But, oh, my heart melted. But first, I love to remind you that this show, along with everything we do at the Diz Unlimited, DCL Fan, UO Fan, See Disney, it's all brought to you by Dreams Unlimited Travel. We are experts at helping you plan your magical Disney cruise, that visit to an amazing Disney theme park, your Universal adventure, even other cruise lines. Yes. And there's no additional cost to book with Dreams Unlimited Travel, none. But we're going to give you insights about your Disney cruise, your visit to that magical Disney theme park, your Universal adventure. This is literally what we do. And by booking your cruise with Dreams Unlimited Travel, you get a shipboard credit of up to $1,000, depending on the price of your cruise. And I always hear people say, hey, nothing's for free. This is one of these cases where you get free money to spend on board, and it doesn't cost you a dime. And I'll tell you, as a former agent, as a former client, there's so much more that comes with it than just that free money. So best way to get started, dreamsunlimitedtravel.com. And I always mention, by way of transparency, Elaine, Luz, me, we are all Dreams Unlimited travel agents. Yes, this is our job. And people sometimes say, they're travel agents. Yes, we are travel agents. And people say, hey, they're biased. Yes, we have a bias. Guess what? This is hardly a secret, right? We love this stuff. We love Disney. We love Universal. And yes, we love Disney Cruise Line. And we absolutely want you to have the best time possible. Yes, we have done Disney hosted itineraries. We always tell you that by way of transparency. But so mmany of them we pay by ourselves. So sometimes the company does it. Sometimes a bunch of mine I pay for out of my own pocket because I love doing this. It's one of my favorite ways to travel. So as Disney fans, we all know we care about this stuff so much, right? and we're always watching what they're doing. I feel like Roz from Monsters Inc., right? Always watching. But we're going to tell you when things are changing. We're going to tell you, give us our honest Scouts Honor, honest view of what's going on. Some things we like, some things we don't. Not a big fan of the Wish Class ships. I've said that before. We're going to be honest. But our job here on this podcast, and frankly, as travel agents, is to provide you with information so you can make the best decision for you and your family. We hope you book with Dreams Unlimited Travel. It allows us to do this podcast, and it's what we do. But if you don't, we still hope you have just an amazing trip. So before we get into the Believe, I wanted to take a moment about this amazing commercial that Disney Cruise Line, they call it Midnight Magic. And our Dreams colleague, Kevin Close, said it has a cats in the cradle feel to it, right? It first ran during the Oscars. Elaine, did you see this? Did you see the ad? I'm sure you've seen it. If you didn't watch the Oscars, you certainly have seen it since, right? With the dad and the son, and
Yeah,
it's
I actually have not seen it because I don't have cable TV, so I have no commercials to watch. So, but I know that everybody was talking about it, and they were saying it's a tearjerker. And if Kevin is saying it's got a cat in the cradle for it, I mean, I cry during that song anyways, so I don't need to watch the
Luz, did you
commercials.
see it? Have you seen it yet?
Yes, I have. Oh my God, so emotional. I got so emotional because really for me it goes to a personal experience, and yeah,
Yeah,
very
right.
cool. I love it. Hmm.
It was funny because I saw some people online saying, "Hey, Disney Cruise Line is only 30 years old, almost 30 years old, and they have a person whose kid is the timing doesn't work if you do all the math." But it's not like we're recording it, so I think it's fine. I had one of these experiences when I was on the Disney Wonder cruising out of San Diego, and we're going to talk about that in a couple of weeks. But I had one of the stops there was Catalina Island. And I had been, my son, who's now 14, I was with my father to Catalina Island back when I was 14. So I was kind of living this cats in the cradle moment when we were doing that trip. It was very fun. But I've created a redirect. You want to see the ad for itself, you can see it, dclshow.com/midnight magic. So you can go right there, and we have it posted, and it's just have your tissue ready to go when you get there. So, all right, let's talk about the Disney Believe. And we are, as I mentioned, we are going to start with a small little town called Papenburg, Germany, and the Meyer Werft Shipyard. And the Meyer Werft Shipyard is the shipyard that has built all of the Disney ships, save the first two. It did not, the Disney Magic and Disney Wonder were made in Italy, but all the other ones have come out of this small little German town called Papenburg, Germany. And Les, first off, before we even get there, tell us, did you go there on? I mean, Papenburg is not someplace you just accidentally go. It's not like on most trips. Why'd you do this?
Thank you so much, Chris. Well, first of all, as you always say on the podcast, yes, we are travel agents. This is our job, but we are really big Disney fans.
Yeah.
People don't have an idea of how much we love Disney Cruise Line. We do this because we are really diehard fans, right? So I
We're
was in
crazy.
Germany.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So I was in Germany, and then I decided, okay, I need to go to see this place. I need to get to know where is the place where Disney ships are born. Okay. So it happened I happens to be there, and I said, okay, let's go to Papenburg. And from where we were staying, it was a 9-hour ride train. So
Wow.
we took the speed train, the ice train. It took us almost one day to arrive, and we went there. We arrived at really well. It was like 9. Yeah, it was 9 o'clock, 9 p.m. And we were very excited, really. So Papenburg is a city. It's a small city, not a town. It's a city. Technicalities, and
Yeah.
it's a really prosperous one. Yeah, it's a beautiful place, very well kept, very well maintained, and you can see that their economy revolves around the shipyard. Yes, the shipyard is the larger employer of the region, not just the town, the region. The town is, as as I said, the economy revolves around the shipyard, but it also they are very proud of their maritime heritage. You can see the
Yeah.
city is crisscrossed by canals, and you can watch all this heritage around the city from all the different ships that they built from the 200 years, 250 years around almost. Okay, so
And it's
that's
important, Luz, it's important to mention that they don't just build Disney ships. They build ships, royal, all sorts of ships come out of Meyer Werft, right?
Yes, that's right. They do not only build Disney ships. They work for yes, Royal Caribbean, Carnival Cruises. I'm sorry to be mentioned these other cruise lines,
No, it's
but
good.
yes, they work like with 9 or 10 um, cruise lines. Yes.
So, and they do tours of the place. It's not like you just showed up and started knocking on the door, right? You had scheduled this. This was planned,
Yes, you have to book in advance. There are various levels of tours. You can go. You have to book it online. The tours are held on Friday, Saturdays, and Sundays. And I assume that because those are the less busiest days of the week on
right?
the shipyard. Okay, so from Monday to just Monday to Friday. I don't know. I'm sorry. From Monday to Thursday,
Yeah,
they are not giving you tours, but from Friday. And there are various slots. You can pick their slots. So you can choose a regular tour, which is the premium tour. There are three types of tours, which is the one that includes a bus tour through the facilities. That's the one that is most, that you can see the most of the shipyard because you are going through all the spaces, but by bus, not walking. After the
right.
bus tour, the bus is going to be around 45 or 1 hour tops. So it's a really large facility. They say that it's the size of the Vatican, just the facilities, not the town. Okay,
Amazing.
it is huge. Yeah, and when you go on the bus, you go seeing all the things they have that they're massive, and you can see the painting area. You are seeing the place where they have the metal itself, a lot of stuff. It's overwhelming. You cannot process the amount of things that you are able to see.
So let me ask the question that everybody is thinking is like, okay, the Disney Believe. Could you see it? Did they point it out? Could you tell what stage it was in? What did you give us a little idea of what you saw for the Believe?
Yeah, and as I was telling you, first you do the bus tour, then you
Yep.
arrive to the visitor center, and on the visitor center, this is a building. You have to go up. This building is very tall, so you have to take an elevator to go up. So you go up, and the first thing that you are going to do is watch. There are two main auditoriums. Auditories,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
observatories
then
up top. Yeah.
no, no, no. You're
Oh,
going first to see a movie. Auditorium, two auditoriums.
Okay.
okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Auditorium.
yeah, yeah. On the first one, you are going to watch a movie that is very emotional. That they are presenting you the way they build the ships, but accompanied by music. It's called Symphony of the Oceans. So it's going to show you the process of building a ship as a coordinated effort, okay, involving all the parts. That is very inspiring, really. Then you go to see another movie, and this movie is going to explain the history company, okay. After watching those two movies, you are going to be in various spaces, and on these spaces, you are going to watch how the ships are built. Something important to consider that this is not a Disney-oriented tour. Okay, it is not. So if you are going expecting just to have a lot of Disney information, no, it's not. But the thing is that because we are fans, you know where to look. You know exactly what to look, where to look. You are present. Some information is presented to you, or you are seeing something in front of you, and you said, "This is Disney." Mainly because they have to watch all the information that they give it to you. You can ask a lot of questions, but they are not going to answer all of your questions because they have agreements, they have NDAs, and Disney is really something about the information that they can release to the public. Really. So I was the
Well,
one.
it's funny because National Geographic has done these couple of. They did one on the Disney Wish. They did one on the Disney Treasure, and they're kind of custom video things that they've done about the construction of both of those ships, and they're awesome to watch. Highly recommend. They're on YouTube or on Disney Plus. Go find them. They're
Yeah,
particularly if you're going on those ships. Highly recommend. But I think even in there, some of the Meyer Werft team says, yeah, Disney's just much more exacting uh, in every step of the process, and my guess you sense that as part of the tour.
yeah, totally. And well, what happens is that the person that tour you around, that gives you the tour, is a Meyer Werft personnel that is very savvy on the ins and outs of the company. They are
Yeah,
not cast members. Cast members only works for Disney, but you may not know that Disney Imagineer Germany exists, and it is only a 4-hour ride from Papenburg, and they focus mainly on ships. So
yeah.
you can work as an Imagineer in Germany because they have this side of the company working there. So cast members are coming to the facilities almost every day, and that's where the magic is designed. It's designed at
and
Germany.
and give us a sense, because my sense is that space where the ships are actually inside a building and being worked
Yes,
on, and it's where they kind of slide in all the staterooms are all built off site, and literally
yes,
they slide them in. It's an amazing process, but that
yeah,
room just looks so, I mean, it looks huge from what I've seen on camera, and my sense is that when you're actually see that space, it's one of those things where your eyes can't actually capture the
exactly.
size of it.
Yeah, exactly. On their facilities, they are capable to build 3 ships at a time, not only one, 3 ships. When
Yeah,
you look around, you can't believe your eyes. The largest dry dock is 246 feet tall.
yeah,
So
incredible.
it's like you look around and it's like, oh my God, this is massive. And because you don't know the process of building a ship, you don't understand what you are looking at. So they have to explain to you. So on the first building, they have these huge windows. That's almost the last part of the tour. It's like the cherry on top. And you cannot be
Right.
there like an hour. They rush you up a little bit that last part. Yes, you can film, you can take pictures, but you cannot film with very large equipment. You are not allowed to do that. Okay.
Yeah.
So also you are going to be scanned before boarding the bus, even boarding the bus for security reasons. They have to make sure that you are not a threat to the facilities. Also, you are on the group and you cannot be separated from the group. You cannot leave the group at any moment. If you have to
Right.
go maybe to the bathroom, the whole group is going to wait for you. And of course, they are going to tell you, okay, on this place you can go to the bathroom, and we are going to be here 5 minutes. Okay, is everybody here? Yeah, let's move to the other place. Also,
Well, if
something
nothing
important.
else, I mean, it's not only the intellectual property stuff going on, but this is a working shipyard, and it is
Exactly.
they have safety considerations that they have to consider,
Totally.
right? So,
Yes,
did you get a
totally.
sense? Could you see what the Disney Believe was actually doing? Could you get any sense of that? I know the shipyard people they only say so much, but could you get a sense? You follow this stuff closely. Could you get a sense of where they were?
Yes, I actually was the one asking a lot of questions, and they were like, "Who is this crazy lady?"
Good for you.
Yes,
They would hate to have me on that tour, let me tell you.
Yeah, something important to consider also is that the tour is in German, okay? But you can
Okay.
request, yeah, you can request an English tour. And if you are a group of 20 or 21 people, they are going to be, well, they are going to give the tour in English, okay? So, yes, I was able, they show us that one over there is the Disney Believe. Of course, it was covered. Most of the ships are covered because they are constantly battling dust, rust, and also
Right.
if they are painting, they explain us that if they are painting one part of the ship, because they use different colors. Imagine that they are painting the blue part of the ship, and this is going on top of the white part of the ship. It's just an example. They cannot risk an inch of that white part with the blue part, with the blue part
Yeah.
painting, you know. So all they do all this job by mainly covering every deck, every step of the whole process. So that's a question that everybody tells me. Were you able to watch the Disney Believe? Were you? Yes, I
Yeah.
was able to
Right.
watch the Disney Believe, but no, it's not like, oh yes, I saw the staterooms, I saw everything. No, but I can tell you that the middle part, the decks are being one in top of the other, but the bow is not in place yet. Okay,
Yeah.
so the bow is not in place. This is something very important. You know that these ships are very special because the bow is a bulbous one. This bulbous one bow is what allows the ships to have more efficient movement, to break the water in a way that is going to be uh, comfortable for the people that goes inside, but also for the whole ship. And on the bow, they explain us, they have these thrust winds. Yeah, tunnel thrust, tunnel thrusters. That's the name that they
Yeah.
use.
Bow
And
thrusters. Yeah.
Yeah, bow thrusters. And this is the technology that allows the ship to dock not in front of a place, but in the side. I don't know if I am making myself.
Yeah. No, and we've seen these ships where they literally can move sideways. I mean, because they
Yes,
have thrusters that can move these enormous ships pretty much any. What they have done is absolutely amazing.
totally. Yeah, totally. Also, um, we were able to watch the original scale model used for the Disney Dream. They have this on display, and
Awesome.
they are very proud about this. And you can
Yeah.
see a little video of, oh, you can check this on my Instagram. I have the video of all the sea trials they have to make to for the wind for the wind thrust tunnel. That's the correct name, right?
Right.
To
Yep.
work properly. And that's why the ship can dock at Castaway, and that's why the ship can dock at Lookout Key without us guests feeling like an earthquake is happening at the ship. You know, the ship moves transparently for us, but the work is
Two
being
other questions. Two other questions. I wanted like, is there some big takeaway, some expectation that you maybe had that you went like you just went wow? Was there a wow moment for you during while you're doing this tour?
yeah. The one moment I have the like Bruce Banner says, I'm always mad. I'm always angry.
Right.
That's the
Yeah.
secret. I was excited the whole time, of course, but the last part of the tour, that was the wow moment, really.
Yeah.
The moment you see the door where Disney cruises are out in the river, that moment was
Right.
like,
The
oh my
float
God,
out.
the floor out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that door is massive. I maybe said massive like 50 times on this podcast. I'm sorry about that. But
No.
really, everything catches your eye. Uh, for example, the cranes that lift every part of the ship, they are able to lift one part of the ship, one deck, one day. It takes one day to lift the decks, to put it
Yeah.
on the top of the other decks. So you can
And
imagine
they
how
literally
many,
do it in blocks, and it's like it's like building blocks. It's so. I
like
mean, again,
building
I
Lego.
highly recommend
Yes,
yeah, the Disney Wish and Disney Treasure National Geographic shows show you them fitting these things into place, and it's just
Yeah,
so amazing, so amazing.
yeah.
You
I
must feel
really
like you have a special relationship with the Believe, and does this make you more excited? I mean, I know we're all of us are when there's a new ship, we can't wait to get on board. But do you feel even more excited to get on this ship?
yes, of course. It's like, oh my God, I saw when you were on your mommy's belly.
I saw you as a baby. I saw you before you even born, right?
Yes, of
Elaine,
course. And
is this a
I am
go ahead?
hoping to go there. Not sure if at the time of the ship leaving the facilities, not sure about that, because
Yeah,
for they to do this, yes, it's going to happen somewhere between this month and this month. But something very important is that they have to check the weather constantly to put the
yeah,
ship out, especially because the ship has to be towed to the river, the Ems River. They cannot start the ship engines right there. If they start the ship engines, the whole building is going to come down because the
right.
engines are so powerful. Okay, they
Yeah,
can even disrupt the river. So the ship has to be turned off, and that's why that the little boat, the push boat, is going to take
yeah,
care of the ship all the way of the Ems River to the sea, where they are going to make the sea trials. At that moment, when the ship reaches the sea, they are going to turn on everything on the ship. Until that moment, nothing happens. Okay, and that's
yeah.
why they cannot tell you, okay, on Saturday 26 we are going to take this ship out. If there's raining, if there's windy, if there's something happening, not because of the big ship, no, because the one little boat that is going to take care of this big
The
ship,
tugboats. Yeah,
they have to take care of that little boat. Yeah.
yeah. It's incredible because they go through these bridges and these float out are celebrations at this location. People
Ah,
come out and like truly pour out. It's a lovely watching the Wish class ships be constructed has really I've just grown in my love of how they do this process. It's really
yeah,
really
it is a
incredible. Elaine,
citywide
is this
celebration.
yeah? Elaine, is this is this something you'd like to see? Is this something like is this a bucket list thing for you to see a ship actually under construction?
Well, now that I know that we can do it, like, I am all over it. Like, I'm sitting here hanging on
Yes.
for every, like, word that she's saying because I'm like, stuff like this is
Yeah.
very cool to me. I am all
It is
over
very
this.
inspiring.
So I was starting. I'm like, man, I hope she has a bunch of pictures and videos she's going to put in. No, can't take any pictures. So
Right.
I mean, it's just the
Yes.
things that you've told us that like we would never even think about or and I don't know. It's just all so cool. It's so cool.
Yes, I
It is
know.
amazing. It is.
It's
Go ahead.
very cool. It's very inspired. The, the truth is that, yes, I was almost in tears. You know, I was traveling with my son, and he was like, "Mom, again." And I was like, this means too much to me, really. It's very special, as I always say to my clients, to my colleagues. Disney experiences are something, not just a vacation. These are experiences that can really, they are going to last on your memory, sometimes for a lifetime. Okay, and when you took a cruise, most of the people do it because they want to have a really great time, and when the cruise ends, they don't want to go down. One client called me and, we are so sad. What happened? Did something went wrong? No, no, no. We are so sad. We enjoy this too much. Please, we need to book the next cruise. Okay. For some people, it's a celebration. They are
Yeah.
celebrating life. They are celebrating birthdays, family reunions, honeymoons, weddings. Just yesterday, I booked a cruise for a family. that is celebrated that the one of the kids had a brain surgery. Okay, she went. Okay, she's okay now. They were so worried. They say we need to take this cruise to celebrate life, and that is something that really gets into you. It's like, okay, this is not a regular vacation. There is something that can impact your life, your kids, your kids' memories, your memories. That is why we love this so much. And being able to watch this cruise being built is something that is going to stay with me for a long time. And I really hope to go there again and be able to watch the ship when he's also on the when she I'm sorry, on the much more advanced stages, maybe next year. We know
Exactly.
that the ship is going to be around August. August is going to be the timeline for the ship to go out because, as I mentioned, they have to make these sea trials and everything. And just after the sea trials, they are going to handle the ship to Disney. Before that, the ship still has the German flag. At the moment they finish the sea trials, they set up everything to perfect. Okay, they calibrate everything. So they are going to do the ceremony when they change flags. They are going to lower down the German flag and they are going to put the Bahamas flag because you know that Disney Cruise Line is set in the Bahamas. Okay, so that is maybe going to happen around August. So I'm planning to go there again around that time. I don't know if I will be able to watch the ship going out because, like I said previously, it's a huge celebration. Every hotel is going to be booked, okay, and you
Right.
cannot book that in advance. So also they have a lot of people arrive by car, so they rent spaces so you can put your car. So the town is crazy that week that the ship goes out. So maybe I can go a little some weeks before to be able to watch the whole cruise before it goes out. I'm really hoping. I'm really believing.
Yeah.
Oh my
It's what
gosh,
is
that
one of
is so
those things
great.
that you can really you can't really schedule. So it's amazing. You can kind of jump out and you got to because there are so many factors and these. So we're not going to see this ship. It won't be available until 2027. So there's a ways to go. And in fact, in
Yeah,
the announcement, and that gives us a good transition to talking about some of the IP in there. But it this Disney says now late 2027, so it looks like this will be we have a ways to go before we're going to see more. We will probably get we always get the itineraries and where it will be going earlier than
yeah,
that, but
earlier, yeah,
um, let's transition. And as we mentioned, Disney just dropped the name of the fourth Wish class ship. The we have, of course, the enchantment theme Disney Wish. We have the adventure theme Disney Treasure, the hero villain theme Disney Destiny, and now the Disney Believe. It will have its unique theming, one of promise and possibilities. And Disney gave us a 60-second video stuffed with all sorts of intellectual property clues, right? That match that theme of promise and possibilities. Between the video and a release that went along that they posted on the Disney Parks blog, that we saw here. I'm going to list through the different IPs that are in there. We saw Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. We saw Tangled. We saw Inside Out 2. We saw Iron Man. We saw Monsters Inc. We saw Zootopia 2. We saw Fantasia. Specifically, they had Mickey Mouse as the Sorcerer's Apprentice. We saw Encanto. We saw Star Wars. We saw Toy Story, The Little Mermaid, The Nightmare Before Christmas. Not quite sure how that fits on a Disney ship, but I guess we're going to find out, and we're going to speculate in just a moment. We saw Guardians of the Galaxy. Specifically, we saw Groot. We saw Moana, and we saw Frozen 2. And then there were a couple others that were named specifically in the release itself. But if you want to see both the write-up and the video, dclshow.com/DCL Disney Believe announcement. There you go. That will take you to the Disney Parks blog page. So we now get to just speculate, and we're hopefully wildly. Where are these stories, these themes, these intellectual properties? Where are they going to show up in the ship? And we're going to break it down for you. We want to disclaim that we are speculating. None of this is confirmed. We are just trying to connect the dots based on what Disney says from the Disney Wish, the Disney Treasure, Disney Destiny, and from what we've seen on other ships. So. Before we get into that, understand that some things don't change. The Wish class ships share the same deck plan, they have the same layout, they have the same bones. Not my favorite, but we're gonna. What changes are the skin from some of the lining, some of the theming that's layered on top, and Disney has been pretty consistent about which spaces get new themes and which stay the same. So, 1923, part of the rotational dining that's right off the Grand Hall, it's probably going to be 1923. It's going to. They may change some of the art in the space, but we believe that it's going to be 1923. Worlds of Marvel, again, part of the rotational dining, probably going to stay pretty much the same. The question is what show they put in there. Will there be a new Marvel show? So between the ships, there's two that we have right now. Will they use one of those two, or will they do a new one? That's one of the questions. Palo Steakhouse, Enchanté, the Rose, these adult dining areas that are themed around Beauty and the Beast. Those are going to stay pretty much the same. Marceline Market, Mickey Food and Friends, Mickey and Friends Festival of Foods. There you go. The pool deck quick service. The Toy Story Splash Zone, the Hero Zone, Hook's Barbery, Untangled Salon, the Kids Club areas, the Neverland Cinema and the Wonderland Cinema, and the Quiet Cove at the back of the ship. Those are all pretty much going to stay the same. So, what are we going to speculate? The Grand Hall, Stern Character, the signature dining restaurant, the show, which is Arendelle on the Wish, Disney Wish, Plaza de Coco on the Disney Treasure, and then of course Pride Lands on the Disney Destiny. What will that be? The two-story entertainment venue, which is Luna, Sarabi, or Saga, the Central Lounge area off the Grand Hall. The themed bar, which is the Haunted Mansion Parlor or Star Wars Hyperspace Lounge, Nightingales, that piano lounge, the coffee shops, the Tower Suite, and of course the Walt Disney Theater shows. So let's start, Elaine. The Grand Hall, first place you walk in. And this always feels to me like it really sets the tone of a ship. Of course, on the Disney Wish, we have Cinderella with that enchantment quality. Disney Treasure, we have Aladdin and Jasmine on their magic carpet with with that adventure theme. And the Disney Destiny, we have the Black Panther with this hero villains theme. Do you have any thoughts
Mhm.
about what would you like to see when you first walk on the Disney Believe?
Well, I'm trying to figure what of all of the things you listed, what says believe. I mean, I would almost say Sorcerer Mickey would be
Yeah.
kind of a one that I would be thinking of, but they always put something weird that I would never think of there. But I would say Sorcerer Mickey would fit the theme.
Yeah. Uh, um, Luz, do you have any thoughts about what would you like to see? You've seen her from the very early stages. What would you like to see when you actually walk in on that ship?
Thank you, Chris. I always try to read between lines when Disney makes a statement, okay? And you get a lot of information from there. That doesn't mean I know which character is going to be,
Right.
but
No,
they have
we're
said that,
speculating.
yeah, this is the biggest and boldest family experience. What really does that means is family oriented, okay? So we will have to check between all these characters because Mickey is already on the Disney Wonder, right? It's not Sorcerer Mickey, but Mickey's there. We already have Donald. We already have Cinderella. Snow White is on the new ship. So Snow White, I don't think it's going to be Snow White. So I don't know. I am thinking it is family oriented. Are we going to have a statue of a family, first of all? Or are we going to have, I don't think it's going to be a princess. I don't think it's going to be a hero. So, oh my God, It is really difficult. What about a fairy? What about the blue fairy? What about the fairy godmother from Cinderella? Those are related to belief, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Uh,
I would Federico, my goodness. Jimmy, what do you think?
yeah, I was trying to think too, and you need to think of the theming, right? The architecture that we're gonna be finding on the Grand Hall, because, for example, the treasure has this very Agrabah, very Middle East,
Right.
feel to it, and the same for the Black Panther one on the Destiny. You have Wakanda. So for that, like trying to think of that, I don't know, maybe something like Luz said, family related, like the Madrigal family, maybe Mirabel,
Yeah,
maybe some of
what about
and
that?
we could have a very colorful looking, grand hall with the Colombia typical architecture. That will be fun, I
Mm,
think.
wouldn't that be
And
awesome?
and Mirabel she's the only one that doesn't have a gift, but she always believes on, and she's always like trying to root for her family, so, and cheer for them. But maybe that. I was also thinking about Rapunzel and the lantern scene, but I don't know. Like
Mhm.
Luz said, we already have a couple of the princesses,
Yeah,
so yeah, I will go another route.
yeah, me
And
too.
Rapunzel is on the back of the Disney Wish, so I'm wondering if they maybe find a different way of using her. Again, I was going through that list of I had three thoughts. Four thoughts. Sorry, I thought exactly as Luz did, Snow White. But again, she's on the Disney Adventure and looks gorgeous. I
Mhm,
think that that's probably not the case. So I'm going to go with one of three, either Moana, who's
mhm,
on our list. And I think would be a great way of saying, "Hey, family, believing in herself," those kinds of themes. I also agree on Mirabelle from Encanto. The other one I thought was Anna and or Elsa from Frozen, and maybe even them together in that main space would be really lovely, and give us, again, Frozen has its own restaurant on the Disney Wish, but it really Frozen a big property. So, if I had to guess, I would that would probably be what I would go with. But let's talk about in conjunction the Stern character. Of course, we have Rapunzel and Pascal on the Disney Wish. We have Captain Hook and Peter Pan on the Disney Treasure, and then we have Spider Man, the first Marvel Stern character on the Disney Destiny. Elaine, what would you like to see on here? Well, here I'll give you my thoughts first before I select one. One would be Ariel from The Little Mermaid. Another would be Elsa. Again, I think they won't do both the same, but if she's not in if a Frozen thing, could put Frozen on the back. The other one was Mirabelle. You're going to see me putting Mirabelle in all sorts of places because I hope they have Encanto in there somewhere. So, Elaine, what are your thoughts?
It's kind of cool because it's all when you look at the characters, it's kind of a very like motion driven
Right.
statue kind of a thing. Like they are hanging there and you feel like they're in motion. So I was looking at this list and saying, okay, who's in motion? What about like Buzz and Woody, like, when they're on the back of the
Wouldn't that be
truck and
awesome?
they're hanging off the truck kind
yeah,
of a thing. So maybe Buzz and Woody.
that sounds really
I love
cool.
that.
Yeah, I also was thinking for the bow about Pinocchio, Jiminy Cricket. Yeah, they Pinocchio really believe. Yeah, and it's one of the original characters, the first characters from Disney. So I don't know. I'm
Love
thinking
the
about
idea.
that.
It wasn't among the list of IP that
I
we've
know.
seen Disney tell us about so far. You keep going
I
off the
know.
list. I think Disney
Yeah,
has
we can
told
go
us what's
on
going to
and
be on the
on.
ship. So,
Yeah,
um,
totally.
Jimmy, what are your thoughts?
Uh, I like Elaine's idea. Like, to be honest,
I do
I
Yeah,
too.
think that
of
that
course.
sounds great. But maybe even Judy Hopps and Nick Wilde. Who knows? Those characters seem to be very popular now after Zootopia 2 getting released, and it's crazy to me that those characters, they're so big in Asia, and should have been used on the Disney Adventure, maybe, or maybe Tokyo in 2029. We'll see more of them. But
Yes, correct.
yeah, maybe Judy Hopps and Nick Wilde, I will say, for the
Where,
start.
where do they have the? Is it in China? Is it in not Beijing,
Shanghai.
in the Shanghai that they have the whole land?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. And that land looks phenomenal, and hope they bring it to the U.S. at some point. But um,
Yeah.
I'm going to agree with Elaine. I think Elaine is 100%. I think she's right. I think we get a Toy Story on the back, and that would be awesome. I love your idea. If it is I think a Zootopia 2 would be possible. But if it is, maybe you have like a flash, so you get that motion. I think they often show motion in the back there, so I agree. Um, the other big one is the dinner show, and of course we have Arendelle on the Disney Wish. We have Plaza de Coco on Treasure, and for the Disney Destiny we have Pride Lands. I think this just screams Encanto to me. Well,
Encanto.
Encanto
Yes.
or Moana, one of the two is my thoughts. But Elaine, what do you think?
I 100% think Encanto too.
Yeah, I agree.
The one that out of the four, the one that's, well, I say out of the three that we know of that we have, you know, the Lion King one was so like that was very
Mhm.
unexpected to me. It was
Yeah.
very
Yeah,
unexpected. When you're talking about Coco and Frozen, they're kind of in that like new wave of Disney. It's modern Disney, whatever.
right.
And like that just really just came out of nowhere. But I think that Encanto fits the bill with Frozen and Coco, and I think it would be gorgeous. I think they would decorate it. It would be gorgeous. It's going to give you that opportunity that they really the meals in this restaurant are themed around another country, and that
Yeah.
would that would fit in right there. The only other thing that I think would be really cool, I think Zootopia would be really cool because with I think that there would be opportunities of like the city, the skyline, that kind of thing. But I think
Yeah.
that's my own like wishful thinking. I think it's going to be Encanto.
Yeah.
Yes.
Luz, what do you think?
I'm going also for Encanto and Moana. Yeah,
Yeah.
those are the two that I think that have the highest possibility to be on the dining time. Yeah, on the restaurant.
Jimmy?
I'm gonna go with Encanto too.
Yeah.
I mentioned Encanto for the Grand Hall, but it makes more sense to me to have a restaurant, like to be able to have something like I said, very colorful, very joyful, like a big show with music and all these characters. So and the food, right? You have the arepas, you have Colombian food, so it's very it's something typical that you can find that you could only find there. Zootopia sounds great, but I don't know about the food options. Like I want to be very happy
What do you
eating
do as a
meat and having the
What do you do
buggy
as a
over there.
show in terms of Zootopia? So that seems like the challenging part to me is I think they like a music thing in that space. So
Yeah.
Elaine and I are on the same page on this on so many of these. I think either Encanto or I think you could do a Polynesian. We have a lot of Polynesian. We have the Polynesian facilities at Walt Disney World. Of course, we have
Yes.
Alani, and you could do a Moana theme around and bring in a lot of
Yeah.
Polynesian flavor and make that space very rich. Um, I think those locations are just so gorgeous. So I cannot wait to see what they've done. I'm going to flip to the front of the ship and talk about the shows. Because my sense is one of the shows that will be coming over is the Tangled show that is currently only on the Disney Magic, um,
Yes, that's right.
and um, and so I think they'll pull that over as the second show, so it has a broader seat, gets more. It's awesome, by the way. The Tangled show is so awesome, so I would love that. Um, and I keep toying around with what I think the other one's going to be. I like Elaine. Well, Elaine's. I'm not going to Elaine first on this one because she doesn't go into the shows anyway. But Luz, what would you love to see them do as a stage show?
What I love really is something I have never seen. I think it's going to be really cool, and it's a brave show. being able to
Oh yeah.
watch the mom the mom bear. It's something
Yeah.
that's going to be really cool. But when you have a recipe that is winning, you don't have to change the recipe. I also think about the Rapunzel. Yes, and maybe they are going to bring some of the newest, the other ship's newest shows, because they already a success. But yeah,
Yeah, I don't think we'll
something
see.
about.
Our experience with three ships now is we've seen one new, brand new thing, and then
Mhm.
something come from
Yes,
another ship. So I think we'll see a headliner that's something new. And my guess is, Jimmy, what do you think would be brought in?
Encanta.
I
again.
know it's going to be the Encanto ship, right? Wouldn't that be
Again,
awesome?
I
Well,
was thinking that.
I'm trying. Like it's hard to, between what they showed, um, like Nightmare Before Christmas. They have the big puppet they use at the parks now for the Jollywood nights, and and during Halloween. So they could do something with that, but at the same time, I don't know. Yeah, Encanto sounds like perfect for a stage show too. So
right.
I better like it better be one of those, like the Grand Hall, the restaurant, or the show. Now
Oh
I'm gonna be
yeah, of course.
pissed. I'm
Jimmy's
gonna
doing
be
the
pissed.
exact same thing. The exact same thing that I was doing was I kept going, oh, like Encanto can't be here, so where was I? Encanto is going to have a role on this ship, and thank goodness, because
Yes.
it's so lovely and I have it on a loop in my house. But where do they put the other things? And it's really hard. In fact, this might be a good place to mention. We want to hear what you think. I've created a form where you can go through all these locations and select what theme you think it will fit in the ones. I've only listed the ones that Disney has mentioned, so you have to make a choice. Sorry, uh, um, and we'll have the link in the show notes. But dclshow.com/. Disney Believe Theming is how you can find it, and give us your thoughts, and we'll report back in a couple weeks. We want to give you all time to fill that out. It won't take that long, as there's not that many locations. So go and tell us your thoughts. But yeah, this show, that was the one, Jimmy, was my hardest when they had Nightmare Before Christmas in there, because where do you put that in a Disney ship? And I thought, hey, maybe it's one of the coffee bar locations. That I hope they don't, the Haunted Mansion parlor area. um I don't think is going to be Haunted Mansion Parlor again. My guess is they had Star Wars in there. My guess is they're going to kick it up a notch in terms of Hyperspace Lounge. People were kind of not that thrilled. They didn't do enough theming around the Hyperspace Lounge, so maybe they'll kick that up a notch in for this new ship, and it will be much more immersive, the way the Haunted Mansion Parlor is. So but I was having trouble figuring out where Nightmare Before Christmas might fit. I think I eventually put that in that two-story, what's Luna, that two-story location, to give that a Haunted Mansion, not a Haunted, a Nightmare Before Christmas feel. But where do you see that fitting on these ships?
I 100% think that Nightmare Before Christmas is going to go in the Haunted Mansion bar. I
Okay.
Because when you look at it, it's such a unique, weird property, and it's
Yep.
so different than everything else on the list. It doesn't really fit anywhere. They're certainly not going to make it a room theme or anything like that. I think that's what that bar is going to be.
Yes, I
Jimmy?
Because
agree with
think of
Elaine. I
themed
Yeah,
agree
rooms
with
let us know.
Elaine.
with anything
Something
like that.
important that we have to consider, friends, is that it takes 5 years to make these ships. The two first years is planning, brainstorming. We want this, we want that, you know, daydreaming. First 2 years, and the other 3 years is the building part. Okay, we are going to do this. We start cutting metal, etc. So it's going to be 3 years for building the ships, 2 years, the prior 2 years, for all this stuff that we are talking about. So they know in advance a lot this information. They have it in advance. So if we are going to have the ship next year, we have to look back 5 years ago. Okay, what was happening 5 years ago when this ship was designed? Because this ship was not designed this year. Okay,
Right.
so if that If we check that timeline, yes, we are going to see mainly Encanto. But what about the Incredibles? We didn't see the Incredibles on the art, Chris, did we?
No, we
There
did
are
not.
families.
No, it's not there.
Mhm.
Luz definitely
Yeah,
wants them to add to our list of. She wants more different theming on there.
yes, I want
Um,
more.
the other one that that surprised me on that list was Guardians of the Galaxy. I think is just going to be the Guardians of it's going to be the space, the Marvel space,
Yeah,
and we have it has a Groot theme, so that seems to fit in. Um, uh, Mickey Mouse as Sorcerer's Apprentice was in there, so I think that could also be. Somebody mentioned who mentioned that that entryway character having Sorcerer's Apprentice Mickey would be awesome. I of course
yeah,
love that
Elaine.
particular scene.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
great. But a lot of these, like Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, where does that? I think that may be the piano bar, because, well, I'm going to go to you first, Jimmy, because you were on. It was one of your favorite spots on the Disney Adventure. Was that kind of evil queen themed space, and that feels like something they could shift and use that kind of thinking on the Disney Believe, right?
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing for Snow White. I think that they could, recycle that idea and use it. It's a different space. It's this one is located in the. It will be the Grand Hall. It's called the Town Square on the Disney Adventure, but it's just like an open
Right.
space. So, but yeah, I can see it like becoming a piano bar and using that same aesthetic. I think it will work beautifully. Like the Cruella one on Destiny, it's amazing. So I can see them going the same route with another villain and using the Evil Queen for a piano bar too. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
There
The
are
Evil
so
Queen.
many different options. Anyone else have thoughts about what should go where?
I'm
I
thinking
think that
about the lamp
the
or the chandelier, because the French fries lamp. Oh, it didn't
Yeah,
stick very well with
on the
people.
Disney Destiny, the
Yes.
vibranium, right?
Yes. Yeah. I
Yeah,
don't know. What do you think? Lamp or chandelier?
I don't know. It'll be if it's Sorcerer's Mickey. I think you could do something very fun with water coming out the sides and stuff. Elaine, what do you think?
100%. I think that Sorcerer's Mickey as the statue could really bring a lot to the whole atrium and all of that.
Yeah,
I am for the area that is the like weird walkthrough area,
right.
that's
The
Tiana and
uh,
Jungle Cruise and all that. I think that
Mhm.
would be
the
Tangled.
Bayou Skipper Society, the Sanctum are the three of them. Yeah,
Because yeah, because the way that they have a lot of things kind of like hanging from the ceiling, and I think
Yeah.
that having all of the what are they called
Yeah,
lanterns, all of the
lanterns. Yeah.
lanterns ceiling, I think that would be really pretty. So
Yeah, I
that's
like that idea. Yeah.
yeah. I think Snow
yeah. There's
White's just going
so
to be
much.
where else you would put Snow White. I think it's just going to be a room theme.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't even know if these would include room themes as well. We didn't see. Who knows? As I say, we'd love to get your thoughts about what goes where. It's a fun parlor game, right? As Luz so properly mentions, a lot of these decisions, well, all these decisions have been made. So we're just
Yes,
speculating and having
totally.
fun, but it's so fun to do and so fun. I hope they do it. I hope they, they do a great job. By and large, they do a great job. So we're really looking forward to. Elaine, any other thoughts you have about this ship? And I'm already so excited about it. So what are your thoughts?
Well, I think when they come out in probably 6 months and do the whole 1 hour special where they like tour through the ship and say what everything is, I think we need to have a follow up show and say, Elaine said this, Chris said this, Jimmy said this, Lou said this, and our audience said this, and it's really this. So Elaine was right. I mean,
That's
We can just put that. That's function key F2 on all our keyboards. Is Elaine is right. So,
yeah.
Liz, what do you? Any final thoughts?
No, guys, I'm just really happy to be here with you and speculate about all of this. I really hope Disney Cruise Line surprises very much and get us all hype up about everything that's going to be on board these ships. This ship, I'm really waiting for this. Really excited about it. Thank you.
Yeah. And Jimmy, any final thoughts?
I'm hoping that we get some information during the D23, so we'll see. Let's hope so. But yeah, I'm very excited. Like I don't know why, but I wasn't expecting for that announcement to happen so early. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy, right? But yeah, very excited. I love the Wish class ships.
And Jimmy, as if we're on the same page, it's almost like I put all this together, and he's reading my mind. I think either D23 or often they release a bunch of stuff before D23, so I think we'll get some of these details coming out. What Disney said in their release was in the coming months, so that would
Yes.
be about right. So we'll see those again. Bookings generally 15 to 18 months before an inaugural sailing. They usually break out inaugural sailing seasons into their own release. They don't group them together with our next scheduled release would be around late 2027, early 2028. And we expect that like sometime May to summer sometime. So I'm guessing those won't be batched in with that, but we'll see. We are going to talk about it much more. And as Elaine said, when all that happens, we're going to come back. I've been taking notes, and we will function key F2, and Elaine got everything right. So we will come back and report on that. But again, we'd love to get your thoughts. So I am running a poll, and you can find that dclshow.com/Disney Believe theming. And I'll have it on all my socials, and we'll have it on DCL Fan Facebook page and all sorts of places. So we'd love to get your thoughts about this new ship, and so excited. So with that, a couple of things that we have coming up. Coming up next week, we are going to be talking about. We have a bunch of agents, and Chloe from the Diz Unlimited is on the Disney Destiny, and we're going to talk about what it's like. The ship has been out for about 5 months now. We're going to talk about what it's like to cruise on the Disney Destiny today. So we'll get that sense. It's all of their first times on board, so we'll get all their senses of what's. We're also going to talk about food on the Disney Destiny. I've asked all of them to focus on food, both in rotational dining and anything else they do. So we're going to talk Disney Destiny food. I was on the Disney Wonder out of San Diego, so we'll have a trip report on that. I love San Diego, by the way. So awesome place to cruise out of. So we'll have much more on that, and also give you. We've been doing these profiles of the individual ports of call that Disney uses. So we're going to do that for San Diego coming up. By the way, don't miss the San Diego Zoo. Mind blown. We had a great time. I got to feed flamingos. How cool is that? If any of this was helpful to you, you can help us. If you learned anything today, help us reach out to other folks. You can do that in a couple ways. Leave us a review on Apple Podcast. If you can just go and leave us a 5-star, that helps the algorithm get out to more people. It really helps. Or whatever platform you're watching, all of them have rating systems, so that really helps. If you're on YouTube, please like, subscribe, give a thumbs up, and all those kinds of things. I know it seems so simple, but it really, really helps us. And of course, we'd love for you to book with Dreams Unlimited Travel. Literally, it helps pay for what we do here. And I'll tell you, I was a Dreams client before I was a Dreams agent, so I totally get the value. It's a lot more than just a shipboard credit, let me tell you. Best place to get started, dreamsunlimitedtravel.com. You select Disney Cruise. On the first page, it will ask you for your itinerary and your cruise date. The second, and if you don't know specifically where you're going, there'll be a place in special notes or comments, and you can suggest, hey, I'm also looking at, And what we're looking to do is collect information so we can get started and give you some sense of, and it's a starting point. It's not a finish line. It's a starting point. So on the second page, there's a pull down menu of all the Dreams agents. Oh my goodness. Talk about the Dreams team. They are all so awesome. You don't have to select one. If you don't want, you're going to get a great Dreams agent. But if you want to select Elaine or Luz, you can do that. Elaine, if folks want to get in touch with you outside of getting booked, the best place to go, I hate sending people to a form, but that's the best place to start. But outside of that, how can they get in touch with you?
My email is Elaine, ELAINE, at dreamsunlimitedtravel.com.
And Luz, how can folks get in touch with you?
Thank you so much, Chris. My email is luz, Luz, at dreamsunlimitedtravel.com.
And if you want to reach me, it's Chris V at dreamsunlimitedtravel.com. Yes, there's a Chris. So Chris V if you want to reach me. I'm also on social media at Yensid Travel on many social media platforms. Yensid is Disney spelled backwards, and it's the name of the sorcerer in Sorcerer's Apprentice, in Fantasia's Sorcerer's Apprentice. So Fantasia Mickey, I'm all on board. And if you want to reach out to us generally, dclshow.com/message. You can record a message right from your phone. We'd love to hear from you. You can also go to the DCL Fan Facebook page. A whole bunch of people talking about Disney Cruise. And on YouTube, we check the comments. I check them all the time. So, and we just didn't have time today. I will come back on comments. We'll catch up on those. So a lot of great comments. So, or you can just send me an email, chrisv at dreamsunlimitedtravel.com. Don't forget the poll, dclshow.com/Disney Believe theming. Got it? Thanks for doing this. Thank you guys. Elaine has not had her favorite week of her life. So Elaine, really appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for doing this. You're a rock star and a trooper. So thank you for doing this.
I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to be back with all of my friends here talking about Disney Cruise. That's for sure. Thank you. I just want to say that I appreciate all of my clients and their patience with me over the last few weeks. I've had a lot going on. So.
Yeah, it's been a busy time. So, but she looked fantastic. Look at how great she looks. And Luz and Jimmy, thank you guys as always for doing this. With that, safe travels. We'll see you real soon. Thanks for being here. See you later.